Now this is the historic North End. Now this is also known as Little Italy, because back in 1920 this became 90% Italian. Now, the most famous resident though was a man by the name of Paul Revere. Now Paul moved into a house that was built in 1680. It is the oldest wooden structure still in Boston today. It's right over on North Street. You'll find it right up on the Freedom Trail at our stop too. Now, it's a very tiny house. Very tiny tour. It's only $4. But it's for a room. So $1 a room. Alright, it's a tiny little house. Now the thing is, this becomes more impressive when I tell you, when he moved in there in 1770 with his first wife, Sarah Horn, she gave him 8 children. Now unfortunately after the 8th child, she did tragically pass away, but Paul Revere was a loving, passionate man. And a month later, remarried Rachel Walker, and she gave him another 8 children. He had 16 kids in the course of 29 years, and they'll still tell you that George Washington was the father of this country. I'll tell you. But having 16 kids, you need a job or two. Well, he had a few. He was a goldsmith, coppersmith, silversmith, dentist, bell maker, bell ringer. But you probably know him best being the courier for the Sons of Liberty. Or on April 18th, 1775, Paul asked the sexton of the Old North Church, Robert Newman, to hang those 2 lanterns from the top of the Old North Church steeple. To the left of the street is that steeple. I couldn't have planned that better if I tried. I just led that in like, that's brilliant.
What blew you in some dangerous situations? Now lay low and stay in your seat. And keep your mitts and lugs inside, see? Smoking is bad news, and so are dames and drinking, so don't mess with them. You may not believe me now or tomorrow. Someday, for the rest of your life, you'll know that I'm right.
That was awesome. Oh, to the left, this is where Paul would have boarded the horse Brown Beauty to begin that midnight ride out to Lexington and Concord. Now, since I do this 4 to 5 times a day, all day, every day, Paul and I have become really good friends. So all I have to do now is go, hey, Paul, can we hear you do your midnight ride? Every time. Such a good man. Thank you, Paul. Go back to bed, buddy. Now, we're coming to our stop 3. Now, everything at stop 3 is free. It rhymes, and it's nice. But it's true, because we have our USS Constitution, which is the oldest commissioned warship still afloat in the world today. It's as beautiful as you've ever seen a ship. It's on our right coming in, plus the Captain Young, a battleship, which is right over there, and there it is, as well as the USS Constitution Museum, all is suggested donation. So if you'd like to get out and see this, they are open, they are fantastic. It is.
I'm back. I have some advice for all you travelers out there in the tour. You had better stay seated while we're in motion. Keep your body parts inside at all times. Watch out for those low-hanging branches. They're not friendly. No smoking or alcoholic beverages, or you might be terminated.
To the left is the Old North Church. Wow. Well, to the left is the USS Constitution, the oldest commissioned warship still afloat in the world today. I'm stuck on that Old North Church. I'm going to tell you about that another 20 times today. That's the USS Constitution, the oldest commissioned warship still afloat in the world. Now, she is also an undefeated warship. Her record is 30-0. Now, her most famous battle, though, was off the coast of Nova Scotia during the Battle of 1812, where she sunk the British warship, the Guerriere, in 35 minutes flat, making that the fastest naval battle in history. It's also where she gained her famous nickname, Old Ironsides. When a British soldier noticed that all the cannonballs were bouncing off her sides, he yelled, "Huzzah! Her sides must be made of iron!" Wrong. It's actually made of live Georgian oak, 25 inches thick at the waterline. And sheathed in copper from Paul Revere's copper mill. Remember, 16 children, that man had to do it all. Yeah, don't ever forget that. If you ever wonder who did something, just say Paul Revere and you're most likely going to be right. So that'll be my answer for most things in this. Hey, do you know who built that building? Paul had a hand in it. Did he? Probably. If he wasn't, he was there sipping tea going, do a good job, guys. Need me help? He was there. Now that's the Bunker Hill Monument over my shoulder to the right, straight ahead. Now that beautiful monument sits on what hill?
Bunker Hill.
Breeze Hill. Sits on Breeze Hill. Because the battle was never fought on Bunker Hill at all. No, last minute, very last minute. Now they had planned it for days, going Bunker Hill, Bunker Hill, Bunker Hill. Last minute, our soldiers went up Breeze Hill. Now one, it's 2 blocks closer to the water, and they thought it'll be easier for cannon fire if we need be. 2, the smaller hills. They thought much easier to fortify. Let's do this. We got this. Now it is 2 blocks closer from Bunker Hill, which is just behind it. Now we have that beautiful monument, which means we won. No, we lost. No, we did. We lost, and we still got the monument, and that's because they lost half their men, and we only lost 300. You're still going, that makes no sense. How'd you lose? Well, on the 3rd try, we ran out of ammo. We were going to win. We had them down, we were going to win, but we lost our ammo. We had no more. But it gave us that morale victory, that morale boost that basically told us that we could take this. The best British army in the world, the best army in the world, the British army, had we just had more ammo. So they brought in Paul Revere to sit down, and he painted Paul Revere's body underneath Sam Adams. And they did that every single time. I think there's only 3 paintings in existence that show Sam Adams for his actual body. So because of Sam Adams, we got Photoshopped. Now you know. Now we know. That's where it all happened. Now over here is our old Steakhouse Museum. And to the right of Staples, just right in this plaza here, is the Wax Museum. Now both of these are your free museums today to go and do. Wax Museum is much more fun than it sounds, trust me, I did it. It's a lot more fun than it sounds. I had a couple people go to me, I don't want to, wax fingers. It's like, well, okay, you don't have to, but it's a lot more fun than you think it is. I actually put up whole displays behind them. And here is Bowden Street. Take a look up, you'll see the tall brick building with 3 flagpoles in front of it. That's the mailing address of this man.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
JFK. And that was his mailing address. Very loosely, we have to say that, because he never looked at a place that looks nothing like it did on TV. It looks very angry. Alright. For Cheers, anybody hopping out at Cheers? Anybody want to get out and take a photo of Cheers and pop that or not? I will let you do that. Alright, so now coming up on the right, this beautiful brick church over there is actually the Old South Meeting House. So that is where the Boston Tea Party meeting would have happened. We all know about that. I'll tell you more about that in a second when we loop around this corner here. And we'll tell you that in 1 second after we explore it around here. Come on, buddy, I'm avoiding Trolley Bob over there. Don't get the green light, don't get the green light, don't get the green light. Alright, December 16th, 1773, 7,000 people would have gathered in and around that small meeting house to hear what one man had to say. Watch. One man had to say, and that man was named Sam Adams. Now, they were all there because 3 British ships had come in. The Dartmouth, the Beaver, and the Eleanor. And they were carrying 342 crates of British tea that we were expected to be taxed on. Now, goodbye. Now we were expected to be taxed on, look, his name was down the street. That 342 crates of British tea that we were expected to be taxed on. Now, 3% tax is not that high, but the thing is, we had no representation from Parliament at the time. We all know that taxation without representation is tyranny. And rightfully so. We were very, very upset. So they had written the king in hopes that he would either A, unload the tea, drop the tax, B, bring the tea back. They opened up that letter and it said, C. We will be unloading the tea. You will be forced a tax upon it. If you do not pay it, you will be jailed. Well, that's when Sam Adams said this famous line.
There is nothing more a meeting can do to save this country.
Thank you, Sam. All right. Then when he said that, 120 of them would have marched down the street we're on right now. And they'd make all the way down to Griffin's Wharf, where they would throw all 342 crates of that British tea into the sea. That is known as the Boston Tea Party, and that was the start of the revolution. Now, they only broke one lock off the gate that night to get in, and they actually replaced that lock the very next morning, claiming they would not destroy anything but the tea. They were making a point, not being destructive, so they actually replaced the lock. They brought one back. Now, our stop 15 coming up is our Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum. Now, if there's one museum that you guys do here in Boston, make it that one. It is absolutely fantastic. Do not miss out on it. I've done it 3 times this year. Once with the company, once by myself, and once again with the company. Absolutely fantastic. There are holograms, live actors, digital effects, battle sequence where the gun blasts go off around you and you feel them going off. It's just absolutely fantastic. It's a Disney production. It's just like a Disney movie. Disney ride, I should say. Disney World. It's really, really cool. We have $7.50 off per ticket if you want up here at a coupon. So if you want to do it, we have $7.50 off per ticket. For briefly less than $3, and you will have lots of fun. It takes you 1 hour to go through it. It's a live guided tour through it. You look at paintings, and they look back at you. Now on the left over here, we have a ship called the Beaver. The ship on the right is the Eleanor. Now the only ship missing is the Dartmouth, which is out of Gloucester, Massachusetts right now, getting repaired, painted, fixed. Then they bring it back. They take them out for maintenance every so often. We have the 2 ships there. You get to board the ship, go inside the ship, and throw off a suspicious substance. Is anybody going to the Tea Party Museum also? You guys will love it. You're going to tell me later how great it is right afterwards.
It's still good.